My dear students, till now we understood that matter is made up of the three subatomic particles. A big challenge is their arrangements. Different scientists with their discoveries concluded regarding the chemistry of the subatomic particles. We understood up to the Bohr's model. Still many more points we have to understand in Bohr's theory. Before that, a very interesting and informative knowledge on the nature of light is essential for our future discussions. Let us know what is light, because light brings us the news of the universe where we are living. So today's topic of discussion is dilemma of duality. So we are in the dilemma on the nature of light. So let us clarify about the nature of light from today's discussion onwards. Before that, here are the two important captions. Come forth into the light of things. Let nature be your teacher. Nature is your best teacher, and of course, it is our best friend also. We learn a lot from nature. So, being with nature automatically heals you. That is the meaning of this caption. And second is what? In nature, light creates the color. In the picture, color creates the light. So light is made up of 7 colors, what we have learnt in the physics under the chapter dispersion of light. And when all the 7 colors are added, we get once again white light. That means where there is a light, there is a sight. If light falls on a particular picture, we can identify the colors. So light creates the color. But all the 7 colors, when you combine, it creates a light, white light. So that is the meaning. Both are complementary to each other. Now, light and electromagnetic wave. Light behaves, it is a having particle nature. Sometimes it behaves like a wave, which is correct. Or at what particular point of time it behaves like a wave or like a particle. So all these points are today's point of discussion. But first we'll understand when light behaves like a wave, how it behaves and what are the properties of light as a wave. Light is a type of energy that travels as wave, but unlike most other types of waves, light does not require matter through which to travel. This we learnt in our previous class. Light is an electromagnetic wave. This is very important, electromagnetic, which is made up of electricity and magnetism, those two chapters knowledge. So an electromagnetic wave, here I told what does it mean? Is a wave that consists of electric and magnetic fields that vibrate at right angles to each other. Whenever it vibrates up and down, left and right, in that way it moves. That is called movement of the electromagnetic wave, which are at right angles to each other. An electromagnetic wave can be produced by the vibration of an electrically charged particle. Whether charged particle is an electron or a positive ion or any species, that will create the wave nature. Okay, that is the meaning of this statement. This vibration makes electric and magnetic fields also to vibrate together. The vibrating fields are an electromagnetic wave that carries energy. So wave is energy, that you keep in the mind. Not like our surf wave, that wave, no. It is energy. The transfer of energy as electromagnetic wave is called radiation. Most important point here. Now about the electromagnetic nature, light behaves like an electromagnetic wave. This is discovered by a famous, eminent scientist, James Clerk Maxwell. Okay, very famous. He was born in 1831 in Edinburgh, Scotland. He is a Scottish scientist. At 25, you see his achievement. At 25, he became professor of physics, the first professor of experimental physics. That is his achievement at young age. Director of the newly created Cavendish Laboratory. Cavendish also was a very famous scientist. On his name, there was a laboratory. So he became the director for that. Much of the physics of today developed from Maxwell's inspiration. His importance in the history of scientific thought is comparable to Einstein's, whom he inspired, and to Newton's, whose influence he curtailed. So Newton said on the nature of light in a different way. James Maxwell said on different ground, totally quite opposite. But both said about the nature of light only. So let us learn one by one. Simple properties of electromagnetic wave. The oscillating electric and magnetic fields produced by oscillating charged particles are perpendicular to each other, and both are perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. Means when a wave moves in such a way that its electric field and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other, and those two fields perpendicular to each other, they move in such a way that direction of propagation is also right angles to the two fields. That is the meaning of the statement. Unlike second property, unlike sound waves or waves produced in water, electromagnetic waves do not require medium and can move in vacuum. This point already we studied in the previous slide, but here also we will confirm that it doesn't require any medium. Even in the vacuum also it moves. Let us see the next point or the next property. See, you can see how they are moving. Electric field and the magnetic field, they are perpendicular to each other. See, this is one field and this is another field. Both are right at right angles to each other. Okay, and these two are they are moving how in this direction. This is called direction of propagation. This also is right angle to the both. That is the speciality of an electromagnetic wave. I think you are getting idea about this moment. So we'll go to the next property. It is now well established that there are many types of electromagnetic radiations which differ from one another in wavelength. About wavelength we learn afterwards under the parameters of the characteristics. Wavelength or frequency. This is constitute what is called electromagnetic spectrum. Whenever white light is passed into the prism, it gives 7 different colors which is popularly known as Vibjar. That is called spectrum. Here also this is called spectrum of electromagnetic radiation, which is arranged either in the increasing order of wavelength or decreasing order of wavelength or in the increasing or decreasing order of frequency. So that is a collection of all electromagnetic waves. For example, we arrange reactivity of metals starting from most reactive to the least reactive. That is called reactivity series. In the same way, we arrange strong ray to the weak ray depend upon their frequency and the wavelength. This arrangement of different kinds of electromagnetic radiation, this is known as electromagnetic spectrum. It is a collection of all types of electromagnetic waves or the radiations. So starting from radio waves, which are the weak waves, and that's why they're used to transmit to the some programs. Microwave for our telecommunication, infrared for heating, sun rays, okay, visible, ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays are the strongest rays, electromagnetic radiations. Okay, so he has told here shorter wavelength, higher frequency, higher energy, gamma ray. Whereas this side, longer wavelength, lower frequency, lower energy. See how the waves moves. Very short wavelength. Why it is like this? We will discuss when we discuss about the wavelength and frequency once again. So this is what electromagnetic spectrum. In this, let us pinpoint in this area. This is called visual part of the electromagnetic spectrum. About this, we'll discuss. The visual spectrum is the portion of the electromagnetic spectrum that is visible to the human eye. Our human eye is capable of responding or detecting only certain color radiations, certain wavelengths. They are called as visible spectrum of the electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum is a very big spectrum. In that, small portion is visible spectrum. Electromagnetic radiation in this range of wavelengths is called visible light or simply light what we experience every day. A typical human eye will respond to wavelengths from about 400 to 750 nanometers. That means our eyes can identify only these colors. There are other radiations are there. For example, radio waves are there, microwaves are there, and these ultraviolet, X-rays. So these rays are called as invisible rays for our eyes. These rays are called as visible rays. So it is called visible spectrum. Invisible spectrum, left, top and bottom of this diagram. So to detect these, we require special devices. So using those devices, we can aram se study the nature of these electromagnetic waves. But these waves we can see. For cones and rods are there in the human eye. So you learn in the biology the structure of human eye where rods and cones their functions. So to identify. So this is what our eye can identify only certain frequencies or wavelength ranging from approximately 400 to the 700 or 750 nanometer, and this is called visual spectrum of the main electromagnetic spectrum. Now in our next class we study some other properties of electromagnetic waves where we are going to learn their characteristics, which includes wavelength, frequency, wave number, amplitude, all those already you know in the physics from previous classes, but still from the chemistry part it is essential. After knowing those, we will go to the board theory once again. Thank you, my dear students.